How's everybody doing out there? I'm not sure, but did I hear Andy pre-announce that RealWhere 3.0 involves some kind of port in my neck? Is that what he was saying? It's coming. It's coming. It's going to be there. Hey, I work in Cisco's collaboration business unit. We're a $5 billion piece of Cisco that involves building not only all of the endpoints and video devices that go into rooms and other locations, but all of the things that we do on mobile devices and iPads, iOS, Android type devices around our WebEx platform. And in particular, I head up vertical industry solutions. And what we do as a team is look at what collaboration should be inside of these different vertical industries. What's the context for collaborating in a hospital, right? It's different. If you're just going to a meeting in the hospital, yeah, it's the same thing. It's a horizontal application. But we look in particular at how it gets integrated into the process and how it helps create transformation. That's what we're going to talk about a little bit this morning, okay? What does collaboration look like inside of education? How do we build the classroom of the future? What does collaboration look like in manufacturing? And when we talk about transformation, innovation, disruption, I think we all know what that means, right? I don't have to ask how many people take taxis anymore. How did you come? If you got to get a car, what do you do, right? It's very different how we do that today. How do you get your music? You still going into a store buying vinyl? No. We've had disruption in all of these industries, right? It goes on all the time. Prior to Cisco, I worked for a technology company called iRobot. I got to share a funny story with you. The CEO's talking with me one morning, and he starts this company as a very young guy out of college, MIT grad, super, super smart, one of the smartest people I ever met in my whole life. And he starts this company to build robots basically to explore space, right? He wants to send them out in environments that are too dangerous to send man, right? So we send robots to do these kinds of things or investigate, inside of craters and things like that. So the business goes on. He's trying different business models, and he's building stuff for NASA, and he's building stuff, to explore the oceans. And his board is saying, this growth doesn't look so good. You got to find, some growth industries for this stuff. And they start giving him different ideas of how to change, how to transform the business model, right? And they light on this one they push to him about building vacuum cleaners. And he's offended, right? Vacuum cleaners? I'm not going to build vacuum cleaners, right? So fast forward a few years later, he's sitting at his kitchen table with his son, who's just a couple years old, so still sitting in the high chair, right, with the food all right there. And the next thing he knows, his son is like sweeping all the Fruit Loops and stuff onto the floor. And he's horrified, and he jumps up, and goes over to his son, and he doesn't know what to do. And his son looks at him and he says, "It's okay, Daddy. The robot will get it." So he knows right then everything's going to change for him, right? The minute that we accept this kind of transformation, these tools that are so different, I don't have to do these menial tasks myself anymore, right? I don't have to be a part of that. The robot's going to take care of it. He started thinking about it, and that Roomba business took off. And guess what? Today, Colin Angle, that CEO, is the #1 vacuum cleaner salesman on the planet. And he laughs all the way to the bank, right? So this is coming into every industry, including manufacturing. But I'm not going to talk about what you do with this disruption, what's happening there. I want to talk about how you enable it. How do we enable this movement taking place, right? How do we transform our businesses, okay? And there are two important things that we need. We need to have really good partners to do that, and we need to have some kind of digital plan or a strategy, right? And that's where we come in. So a little bit about the company as a background. And I won't give you the whole thing. Most people know who Cisco is, but a couple of key facts that I think you'd find interesting. We have a large number of partners, 60,000, and that includes not only our reseller partners, right, but our technology partners. We don't do this stuff on our own. We look for partners. In fact, we have some in this room right now that we're working with together with RealWhere for stuff to deploy on that platform. And when you take a look at our partners and their sellers, we have 18,000 sellers at Cisco. Add in our partners, we're somewhere in the order of 350,000 sellers around the planet. And they're not just sellers where they're trying to make a quota and move product to you. We have a good number of these guys trained in very specific industries, so they're experts. So they can help you figure out your strategy for digital manufacturing or whichever industry you happen to be in, right? We also end up taking a lot of these close technology partners we have, and it becomes so integral to our business at Cisco that we acquire them. So we've done hundreds of successful acquisitions, and that comes through our partnering strategy. We don't build everything ourselves. We leverage ecosystems. We create them and we leverage those partnerships to get the things done to deliver the solutions our customers need, right? We're a global company. So I saw the chart. I mean, RealWear's grown pretty fast. We saw it out there. Wherever you do business, we're there to support you. We invent a lot of stuff, right? So when it comes to talking about disruption and innovation, we're a very innovative company. And we have a number of programs inside of Cisco that drive that innovation engine for us. Very special ways we make sure that that's happening. And what I want to point out to you is that we try a lot of things. We try a lot of businesses. And if we're not successful, we quickly spin out of it. We look for those things that matter. So in the places we play right now, when you look at our portfolio, we're either number one or number two in the industry. And when you start thinking about transformation from a manufacturing standpoint, those things that we have to do, there are a couple of key things that stand out. We've got to build networks that connect things. That's what we're all about at Cisco, connecting things, right? Andy talked about it. And this is everything. It's connecting your large assets. It's connecting back your different offices. And most importantly, it's connecting the people. We do it in a wired way. We do it wirelessly to build this stuff. Even outside 5G, super, super critical focus area for Cisco, right? We also have security. Everything's got to be done in a very secure fashion. And then we have collaboration, the key to all of this. How do we work together to make great things happen? So really important parts of our business. So as I said, I'm responsible for figuring out how collaboration impacts all of these industries. So when it comes to disruption, where is that most likely to occur? Where are we seeing those trends today, right? And guess what? It turns out manufacturing is number one on the list of places ripe for disruption. So I don't know how many of you are in the manufacturing space, but we've got everything from how things are manufactured today to the processes and stuff we go through to get things built that we need to be delivered. So this area became really, really important for Cisco. And it became number one on my list of those verticals that I focus on. So how do we take collaboration and help drive transformation in the manufacturing industry to keep our customers, our great customers in this space, from being disrupted? And that's what we work on. So what do we look like in manufacturing? One of the biggest areas of revenue for Cisco, right? We do some $6 billion plus today in that area. Over 100,000 customers. So this is a focus area where we're helping to drive transformation because things are changing at a rapid, rapid pace. Today, 4 out of 5 customers in this space believe that some form of disruption is going to threaten their business in the next couple of years, and it keeps them up at night. So you're either going to transform, you're going to disrupt yourself, or you're going to be disrupted. There's a number of companies out there that show this is really happening. All those that say, oh, nobody's going to disrupt us. 6 months later, they're out of business, right? 3 things we look at with customers in helping to make this transformative journey. How do I take and become more efficient when I rethink the digital factory of the future, right? When I put this together, how do I do it better? How do I connect things in a way that gives everybody visibility and access to data? What's going on in my production lines? You've got to be connected, everything working together, analyzed in a way that makes that visible. How do I innovate? How do I do things better? How do I do things differently? And how do I make it secure? Super important how we make it secure. In fact, security is so important, it's the number one thing holding back manufacturing companies today from really innovating and going digital. Those that are refusing to connect their factories are saying, I believe my IP will be in jeopardy. People will hack into me. They'll steal plans for my processes, procedures, my machines, how they're working. It is a big area of concern, and we can help them fix and reduce that risk. So we do everything with an architecture. When we look at manufacturing, if you're going to build a digital factory, this is sort of the high-level blueprint for what we do, right? We get everything connected: wireline, wireless, networking capabilities, security, our compute, what compute is local, what is cloud, what do we backhaul somewhere else. All of those things have to be tied together. You have to have a foundation to build a digital strategy on. We help put that together. Then we enable the delivery of the data. Who needs to get the data at what time? And you can begin plugging in super important applications on top of that foundation. And one of those happens to be factory collaboration. What do we do there? And by this, I mean, this is our expert on demand, right? Remote experts. How do we bring help in automatically in a factory setting and make that work? How do we tie in machines to make them talk? We have a whole strategy around just collaboration in the factory. Okay, not only how we bring people into the factory, but how we connect and have machines talking to each other. How do they share data? How do we provide automatic signaling? I mean, a machine can sense when it goes out of range on something. The temperature's too high, the pressure's too low. So what? If we can't act on it immediately, if we can't do something about it, it's going to blow. There goes $1 million a day. Now, if I can send a message to somebody before I hit that threshold, right? Somebody's alerted. They can respond. They can be there. Oh, no, I don't know how to fix it. Guess what? Susan does. I can connect with her and get it done. So we enable a lot of important things to happen. We can feed data into our systems automatically, okay, alerting people. And down here where we talk about mobile clients, this is a big place where our strategic relationship globally with RealWhere is super important to us. And we take RealWhere, I'll tell you how important the partnership is with RealWhere to us. If you look at our other two partners in this category, one of them is Google, and one of them is Apple, right? Pretty big companies. We have a lot of activities going on with them. And then we have RealWhere. And they enable, even on an Android platform, capabilities that nobody else can today. So when you talk about other technologies from Microsoft and stuff, forget about it. HMT is where it's at for us, and we're making a big investment in this partnership because they're an important way that we're able to share this information for people that can really act on it today. Okay? So the key elements for us, this digital architecture, if you will, that we enable being put together, has a couple of important capabilities we deliver as our cornerstones, right? We're allowing you to automate things, automate the sharing of this information because everything's connected. All my assets are connected within the plant. The plants themselves are connected. They're connected to my back office. They're connected to my workers. We're analyzing all this stuff. We can make important decisions based on it. It's secure. I trust to know that it's staying within my company. And we're able to collaborate and get things taken care of and innovate and accelerate how we put this together. So I would present for you now, basically, our resume as a partner, right? Partnership's important. We can build all this digital foundation, but we don't do it alone. We do it with partners like yours. We have the networking elements in place and a trusted brand that shows we know what we're doing when we connect things, both wired and wireless, right? We have the ability to secure it. I can't say enough about the security. It's super important. Manufacturers know that. Our collaboration has grown to the point where we have over 120 million people a month collaborating on the WebEx platform. And it's not just about point-to-point video calls. It's team calls and how we bring them together. It's how we exchange information in a message bus. All of those things enabled by our WebEx collaboration platform. Okay? We do business where you do business. All around the world, 7 by 24. We're there for you. Okay? And I would say to you, this is the decision that you have to make as a customer. Will you transform? Will you disrupt? Or will you be disrupted? If you choose the former, I humbly request your consideration of Cisco as a partner in your digital journey of transformation. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Thank you very much to RealWhere.